Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss two things. The first being our giveaway. We did it. We finally hit the 175 mark. So that means it is announcement time. We will be doing a giveaway when we hit the 200 subscriber mark. And I'm going to go over the details with you and let you know everything that's included in that. Today we are also going to discuss Bad Habit. Bad Habit is famous for their dupes. They're very high quality dupes. I will put the card up here so you guys can go back and take a look at the Huda Beauty dupes done by Bad Habit. They were very well done. The formulas are fantastic and it's at a very affordable rate. And they've come out with two more. So if you're interested in seeing who they've duped now, then you're in the right place. Just keep watching. Bad Habit. They are really changing the game when it comes to dupes. So in my previous video, we discussed to dupe or not to dupe and the ethical quandary that comes along with dupes. For some people, it really is a moral conundrum as to whether or not support these labels that are duping original product. For some people, it doesn't matter because it makes original product financially accessible to everyone without any kind of economic discrimination. So, depending on what side of the fence you're on, you may agree with dupes or you may not agree with dupes. My job is not to do either of those things for you, but my job is to inform. So, I have found through the process of discovery that there are some really bad dupes out there. And then there are some really good dupes out there, and I'm going to go over those with you as well. So when it comes to dupes, you have basically three categories. You have the first category, which is the danger category. Now, this category is a company that decides to try and make an exact replica of a higher brand palette. Now, when you find companies that are actually doing exact replicas, so they're trying to actually rip off the brand and they name the palette the same thing, they say it's made by the actual brand, they literally copy absolutely everything about the palette from the packaging all the way down to the names of the pans and the shadows. Typically when you see this, that is a really good sign that there's danger ahead. The reason I say that is because a lot of these knockoffs have chemicals and ingredients in them that are actually harmful to the skin. They are not approved by the FDA for use in cosmetics. A lot of these things are comedogenic. They are bad for your skin and is not something that I would recommend you putting anywhere near your eyes. You really need to do some research if you decide to do dupes. An example of the previous mentioned bad dupes is this Kylie Jenner palette. This is a bootleg version of the Kylie Jenner palette, her nice palette that she has out. If you'll notice, it actually says Kylie on the back, Kylie Jenner, nice pressed powder eyeshadow. It has a little serial number down here at the bottom. They really try to rip off everything about this, all the way down to saying that this was distributed by King Kylie LLC, and KylieCosmetics.com is at the bottom, Wood Hills, California. Everything about this packaging is meant for you to think that this is the Kylie Jenner palette. This type of dupe, personally, I am very afraid of. I understand that a lot of people like to own these. The only reason that I'm actually voicing an opinion here is because of the dangerous element in this kind of dupe. Because the ingredients are listed as if this was the Kylie Jenner palette, the true ingredients in this palette is unknown, which is very scary to say the least. So you open this palette and right away you should be able to tell that this is a dupe. And one of the best ways is the recess in the pans and how deeply set back this is. It's also very flimsy. There's not a lot of weight to it. For me personally, I just have a very good eye because of the sheer amount of product that I work with on a daily basis for what is a dupe and what's not a dupe, and this very clearly is. Not only is the shadow not really in the shade, they're similar shades, but they're not the exact shades out of this particular palette, but the actual pigmentation is actually really, really bad. As you can see, this doesn't even show up on the skin. Let me pick one that is a little... They're very dry, they're very chalky, they're very patchy. You see how that, you can see through that? That's a good sign that it's going to be very powdery and it's not going to have a lot of staying time. Other than that, I really don't want to stick my fingers in this too much, guys, simply because I'm not really sure what's in this, so I don't want it on my skin, or I would do some more swatches for you. But for all intents and purposes, this looks like the nice palette, but it's not. It's actually not nice. It's actually very, very bad. Avoid these kinds of dupes, guys. I know I try really not to put too much of my opinions out there, but these kinds of dupes can be very dangerous because the ingredients are unknown, because they list the ingredients of the original palette, and anytime you have unknown ingredients, be afraid. Be very afraid. Another kind of dupe is a dupe that is not exactly like a palette, and these are the dupes that are actually becoming a little more popular out there in the duping universe. So with this, they will just try and match the tones. They won't be in the same exact order. They won't be named the same thing, but overall, in general, it's a dupe. And those are the kind of palettes that I have recently been investigating. There are brands out there that are very well-known brands that you can trust when it comes to formula and things not being dangerous. Makeup Revolution comes to mind. Bad Habit is now for me in that category because I've done enough research and I've tried enough of their palettes that I know Bad Habit is right in there with Makeup Revolution. You can also research Bad Habit as a brand at badhabitbeauty.com. Another thing about dupes is looking at the brand and doing the research. For example, Hush.com is a website where you can find a lot of these knockoffs, and there's a lot of different brands out there. Hush.com represents a lot of brands. So for example, they sell Bad Habit, but they also sell face candy. So you need to individually research face candy, research Bad Habit, and what that social media presence and what that company presence is like online will give you a good indication on how trustworthy the company is overall. One of the companies that I researched and decided to go ahead and get their palette was Face Candy. They have a lot of dupes on Hush.com, and they are the second kind of dupe that we're going to talk about tonight. They are the kind of dupe that is like Bad Habit and Makeup Revolution. They don't like word for word and shade for shade rip off a palette. They just put the same theme, the same colors, the same textures into a palette, and they make it more affordable for people that are more economically challenged. Now, Face Candy recently did a Just Peachy Mattes dupe, and this is the dupe for the Just Peachy Mattes. Now, this is the second kind of dupe. So you can see how they're very similar. It is duped shade for shade. However, while this shadow feels very creamy, it feels very luxurious, it feels lovely on the skin, and everything about this says by swatch and by touch that this should be a good palette and the formula should be good. However, when it comes to performance and blending on the eye, the colors just muddy together and they really don't blend well. They just turn into a very poor quality shadow. So that's dupe number 2. One that looks just like another and they're trying to knock it off, but the formulas just aren't that good and it's just a below par eyeshadow. I would put this in the category of maybe giving it to a 10 or 11-year-old to play with, but this isn't something that I would seriously put on my eyes or any of my clients' eyes and get a look that was cohesive or good or anything really. So that was kind of a letdown for me, and that's our second type of dupe. Our third type of dupe is the dupe that's actually done well and has a good formula, blends out wonderfully, and they just really knock off a brand and all of their ideas in the palette. So that's the type of dupe that we're going to talk about now. Previously, I found Bad Habit and I decided to try their Athena and their Aphrodite palettes. Both of these palettes are Huda Beauty palette dupes, and like I said, the card was up here. If you want to go back and watch that video, feel free to do it. But that was when I first became impressed by Bad Habit. Well, they've made another announcement, and of course, because those were such outstanding quality, I had to get the next two dupes because I was hoping they were just as good. I wanted to really look at consistency of formula. Is every palette the same level of quality? Are they consistent? Can I put them in the Makeup Revolution category where I just trust the shadows that Bad Habit sends out? So initially Bad Habit went for Huda Beauty, and now Bad Habit is coming for Natasha Denona. Now unfortunately I don't own the originals to either one of these palettes, guys, and I am so sorry that you don't have that for a comparison in these videos. But we are going to go over this. I am going to insert some side-by-sides in here just so you can take a look at what I have in front of me versus the original and tell me what you think. I'm going to show those to you right now. So this is Bad Habit's version of the Lilac palette by Natasha Denona and the Sunset palette by Natasha Denona. So let's talk about the Lila palette by Natasha Denona first. Now this palette is got the purple outside, and it has just a couple of mattes, and then the rest of these shadows are a mixture of metallics and shimmers, and that is exactly what the Supernova palette is. It has the same colors as mattes, and then it has some duochromes, some metallics, and some shimmers in it as well. I can honestly tell you guys that I have played around with this palette, and the quality is great. They blend out fantastic. These colors show up very, very well. They last a really long time. And again, I don't have anything bad to say about Bad Habit and this palette. So I'm going to show you just a couple of swatches, and just so you guys can get a good idea of Bad Habit and what these colors look like compared to the Lila palette. So I'm going to go in with a matte first, and let's go in with Interstellar first and just put a swatch there for you guys. And it's just a really pretty matte brown color. Again, pigment is nice and smooth. It looks really good on. It blends out wonderfully. I don't have anything to say about their matte formulas. I have really liked them. Andromeda actually is this one, and this is the one I really wanted to go for, obviously, because it's this beautiful blue purple that is not an easy color to dupe at all, or to even make overall in general, and I think they did a really good job at that. Another color I want to take out of this and show you guys is Flare, which is this really pretty metallic And I have to go easy because these are very soft, and I forget that sometimes, and I go in a little too hard with my swatches. But this is a very pretty duochrome. It's got a pink flash in it with a little bit of a brown undertone. I really, really like this color as well from the palette. And I'm going to try and not press so hard this time. Let's do Aurora. It'll be a little easier there. And I'll put Aurora right here. And again, this is just another beautiful purpley kind of plum color. Love, love these colors out of this palette, guys. And they blend out so pretty, especially these duochromes where you start getting reflex of different colors. And it's so pretty when you smoke it out and the other colors actually pull through. It's such a pretty look. Alright, so this is Cosmos. And as you can see, guys, these are gorgeous. They're gorgeous shadows. And let me get another matte for you. Let's do one of the lighter ones. This is supposed to be like a purpley gray, like that beautiful taupey color in the Natasha Denona palette. And I'll put that one here. And it really is. It's just this beautiful purple, gray, taupey kind of color. And overall, it's just a really pretty, pretty palette. So this is the swatches, guys, out of this palette. It really is pretty. It really is beautiful. It really, really is great quality, and I think Bad Habit killed it with this palette. If you are looking for a cheaper version of the Lila palette by Natasha Denona, and let's face it, guys, the Lila palette is not a cheap palette. So it does exclude a huge amount of the population, and I don't think it's very economically diverse. And I do feel like beauty should be accessible to everyone, regardless of your economic standing. So I love, love that there's an option for those folks with this particular palette. Alright guys, next we have Solstice, and this is supposed to take the place of the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. And this is what she looks like, and it is, again, a gorgeous blend of duochromes and metallics, but there are a lot more mattes in this palette, which I personally really appreciate. Alright, so very quickly we're going to go into some swatches from this palette just so you guys can see the color payout and a little bit about what that looks like. I'm going to go into this beautiful color called Basque, which is front and center in that Natasha Denona palette. Everybody, you see that color first when you look at that palette, and I just wanted to put that on first so you guys could see how beautiful that color is in the Bad Habit palette. Next, I want to go into this mustardy colored here called Summer. These are very hard to make and make them opaque and look really good and smooth and creamy. Of course, Bad Habit has done it. It doesn't look patchy. It's very nice and creamy, and it blends out beautifully on the skin. Next, I want to go into Fall, which I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but this is a very light shimmer. It's a matte, but it does have a little tiny bit of a shimmer to it, and I don't know that that's actually going to come off on the camera really well to you guys, but I do want you to see just how beautiful the color itself is. And now I want to go into some of these really pretty metallics. I'm going to start up here with Twilight, which again, you have to just be very soft when you go into these because these are lightly pressed pigments and they perform great, but they do, just like the high-end stuff, you got to be careful sticking your finger down in it because it will, you'll get that little finger indentation in there. I also want to go into Helios down here because this color is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I love the duochrome effect of this color. It's this beautiful melon color with this orange reflect to it. The duochromes in this palette are absolutely stunning. I also want to go into Soul, which is right here in the middle. Beautiful, beautiful color as well. So pretty. Oh my God, you guys. So pretty. These colors are just absolutely stunning, you guys. And, you know, kudos to Natasha Denona for the combination of these colors, because it really does make for a beautiful setup. I'm going to take another color and stick it right here where we've got some space. Just a nice, pretty brownie orange burnt color. That is called Equinox. And I'm going to go ahead and do Winter, even though it's very, very light, and that's the lighter color up here. It's very light, and, you know, I do want you guys to see at least some of the lighter colors, but it still is just stunning. So those are the swatches, guys. And for the most part, you guys, I think Bad Habit really knocked it out of the park again with these two palettes. These two palettes are both stunning, stunning dupes. So if you can't afford the Lila palette and you can't afford the Sunset palette by Natasha Denona, these two are available now at Hush.com. I ordered mine 2 days ago and they already arrived, so the shipping is great. They come in a really pretty pink box and they get right to you. So a couple of other things that you can purchase at Hush.com. One thing I did purchase from them is this really nice beauty blender. It is latex free, so it's nice and soft and it blows up to a nice size. So if you're looking for a beauty blender, this is a great option. It also comes with a mini solid cleaner, but not all beauty blenders on Hush.com are this nice and soft and cushy, so make sure you get this one. Another thing that I've noticed you can get from Hush that is actually really good quality and you can get at a very affordable price are the lashes, guys. Now these are called Mink 3D lashes, and they are those 3D lashes, you know, that have multiple layers underneath it. This has a very nice you know, a nice band. These are great quality and I really, really like these lashes, and these were incredibly affordable. And then you also can go with the Casina lashes that I got, which I actually really, really like as well. And these also incredibly affordable. So I'm slowly going through Hush and kind of seeing what is and what isn't very good as far as quality is concerned. But you can find some really good stuff on there, guys, at really great deals. Anything by Bad Habit I would absolutely recommend from an eyeshadow perspective. I haven't tried any other products that Bad Habit does, but their eyeshadows are fantastic. Don't forget, guys, you can also find those JCat Prismetal Mousse pigments on Hush.com as well. For those of you that haven't seen the video, I will put the card for it up there, but these are fantastic. They are these mousse textures made by JCat Beauty, and they are fantastic toppers. If you want something really, really shimmery, they are absolutely stunning. And they're this mousse, beautiful mousse texture, and they have lots of different colors, and these are incredibly affordable, and you can find these also at Hush.com. So Hush does have some great finds on there. Just be careful, guys, because I haven't tried everything on there, and some of the stuff is like really, really cheap. And it makes me nervous when you find products that are that cheap. I haven't been brave enough to test things like foundation and other products like that, simply because I get very nervous when it comes to things that are sitting on my skin for long periods of time, etc. And you know, sometimes you can order a palette that you think looks good, but then the quality ends up not being there, like that Just Peachy Matte's dupe from Face Candy. It just wasn't a good eyeshadow formula, unfortunately. However, Bad Habit's got it down, so I definitely feel comfortable saying that both of these palettes from Bad Habit Beauty are Erica approved. Alright guys, so moving on to the reason that everyone held on this long in the video, right? The giveaway announcement. So, a long time ago, when we hit 100 subscribers, we did a giveaway, and our winner got a $50 shopping spree to Sephora or Ulta, their choice, and it was so much fun. Our subscriber ordered a couple of different things, and her package came, and she was so happy, and I really enjoyed communicating with her and having the opportunity to meet one of my subscribers just through communication, and she really enjoyed the experience, and I really enjoyed the process of giving back to you guys as a thank you for being loyal to my channel. So we are going to do that again. We are going to do that when we hit 200 subscribers. Once we hit 200 subscribers, I will randomly go through and I will choose a subscriber. So all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel. That's it. So what I'll do is I'll pull all of our subscribers, and I have, you know, everybody has access to those little machine generated programs, and what it does is it pulls the subscribers from your channel, it puts it into a database, and it scrambles it, and it pops up a winner. So it randomly chooses, and you know, a lot of times that is probably the best way, even though last time we literally hand wrote 100 subscribers' names and put everybody in a bucket, and my kid did the drawing, which was a lot of fun, but now we're up to 200 and maybe not so practical. Once we hit 200 subscribers, it'll probably be only extended for 7 days past that time, because we're gonna have to move pretty quickly once we hit 200 subscribers, because I really, really want to get the contest done, and it's gonna take some communication, etc. So we're gonna hit 200 subscribers. 7 days later, you will see a video with the announcement of who it is that won, and that'll be the cutoff day. So you'll technically have 7 days to enter the drawing if you're not a subscriber after we hit 200. What is the prize, you ask? The prize is you will get your choice of a primer, a foundation, a concealer, a mascara, a blush, a lippy, and a setting powder. I am going to give you options, and they're all going to be Erica approved products. So any Erica approved product that we've done a video on in the past will be an option for you to choose, and we've done some goodies. I am going to put a $200 cap on it so we don't break the bank, but you will basically get a full face of Erica approved products. I do have a list available, so I will provide the winner with a list, and that winner is welcome to choose from the list. Make sure that you pick out your color, your shade, so everything matches, and you will get your full face of Erica approved products. So everybody share with your friends and your family. Let's get to that 200 subscriber mark. 7 days later, we will do our drawing based on everyone that has subscribed up to that point, and then you will win a full face of Erica approved products. Continue watching. Make sure that you share. If you have any questions at all, make sure you put it in the comments down below. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Thanks so much for stopping by, and as always, I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Mwah.